Derrick Henry to the Ravens. Maybe this is like an 8 preach. Maybe you're right.
Thank you.
Derrick Baltimore. I tweeted that this is like my number one. Man, I want this to happen. Please put Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry together. Run some read option. Derrick Henry's done it with Ryan Tannehill before. I'm not saying make it the Greg Roman offense full blown, but just incorporate that into this, whatever package they have. I think it's since 2018 when Lamar came in the NFL? 2017.
I think it was it 18 or 19? Yeah.
It was 18. Yeah, I think it was 18. Yeah, Daniel Jones was the 9th.
He won MVP in 19.
Yeah, that's right. The second year. So yeah, 18 was 18 was the Baker year, and then 19 was Daniel Jones' year. Because they took Barkley and then Daniel Jones. Whoops. So Lamar, since 2018, Derrick Henry leads the league in rushing yards for everybody since 2018. And since 2018, Lamar Jackson leads all quarterbacks in rushing yards. And I'm pretty sure the Ravens have led all NFL teams in rushing yards. 2 different coordinators in that time, but that's their identity. And man, like I think there's a chance that Derrick Henry summons sort of his inner King Henry, rejuvenated on a new team. I know he's older, but age and injuries don't scare me as much with Derrick Henry. How about you guys?
Yeah, I mean, this is something that I was saying yesterday. We were talking about what we desperately want to happen. Mine was Derrick Henry signing with the Baltimore Ravens. And, I did mention it earlier when we were discussing whether it was a 8, a 7, or a 6.5, that there might not be a move that propels a team to a Super Bowl. I don't know. This one kind of could. I should probably correct myself because Derrick Henry in a playoff system, in a playoff style of football, that's just going to help Baltimore immensely. Close out games, churn out tough weather games. He's going to be awesome in this offense. When we're talking about Lamar Jackson, like you said, Brinson, but also like Keaton Mitchell too. Talk about lightning and thunder and just speed and power. With anything that they want to do on the ground, the Ravens are now going to be able to do. We used to say that before too, but now you add somebody like this, I think it's going to help them throughout the season, but more so, I think it's going to help them in January and again, possibly February if everything goes right.
Yeah, I do think it's worth. I'm sorry, Rich. I was going to say just on Keaton Mitchell. Like, I do think it's worth noting. Like, he had a bad injury late, so Justice Hill may be the baby lightning early on in that one, and then bring Keaton Mitchell along slowly.
As a notoriously known Bengals homer in these parts, this was the last move I want to see. I don't want Derrick Henry in Baltimore. I had my fingers crossed all day on Tuesday that this would not happen. I saw that Derrick Henry's trying to decide between this and not near making a decision. And in my head, I'm thinking just stay away from Baltimore. And here he is signing with the Ravens. And it is really what he brings the offense is just something the Ravens haven't had. You have this, the thunder and lightning combos, what everybody wants. Derrick Henry's the thunder. Lamar Jackson's the lightning. Brinson, you mentioned the read option. It is like, how do you even go about stopping that? It is like trying to tackle a cat or a hippo. It's like neither of those are easy because you certainly cannot tackle a hippo and you have to catch the cat. And so it just becomes this impossible thing that it really
would you rather have if you're a linebacker, and by the way, Patrick Queen, guess what you're getting. If you're a linebacker, are you preferring the hippo or the cat breach? Like you kind of want to chase down the cat versus the hippo.
Yeah, I'm probably chasing down the cat and hoping I catch it, but who knows if I will. And Jonas Schaefer, because we've been talking about the read options, he had Derrick Henry's read option stats from 2022, 11 carries, 155 yards, 2 touchdowns, not as many opportunities last year, but 11 carries for 155 yards is a crazy number, especially when you consider that teams weren't really worried about Ryan Tannehill or Malik Willis taking off. Now that you have a quarterback where you actually have to worry about it. And the thing is, the Ravens don't even have to run the read option to be successful. You just give Derrick Henry the ball up the middle, and the defense has to respect that. So this totally the Ravens have been a top rushing team, as you guys mentioned, since Lamar's been there. But this totally changes what they can do on offense, and it adds another layer to their already impressive running game.
I just want to see this team in the red zone, but really inside the 10. Can you imagine what a nightmare that is? Not just what we're talking about with Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry, but when you start to add what Zay Flowers can do on a pop pass, or you have Mark Andrews in the red zone as well, a top option for Lamar Jackson in the receiving game. To me, it's just such a nightmare that he now presents and how physical they can be. I just think that this team's going to really take off if everything stays healthy.
Yep. The Ravens did suffer a loss. So they had Patrick Queen, just real quickly while we're talking Ravens. Patrick Queen signed with the Steelers. I mean, I don't know. Like, they go get your money wherever you can get your money. And the Steelers needed some help at linebacker. But Buddy Rowe, when you leave, like, there wasn't anybody out. The Panthers were trying to sign him. Like, you really just don't want to like take the Panthers' money and not go play for the Steelers. Like, but that to me is like the ultimate like Benedict Arnold move. I mean, Breach, it would be like somebody from the Bengals going to play for the Browns, right?
I mean, here's how I feel is that I think that both Patrick Queen and Geno Stone probably thought the Ravens should have given them better offers. And when they didn't, it did become, hey, we have a bone to pick with you now. And now we want to go. Prince, this is your classic revenge game scenario.
Oh, I know, buddy.
Not just Patrick Queen with the Steelers, but you also have Geno Stone with the Bengals. And that's what I think these guys want to face that Ravens offense twice a year. And I think so that probably played into their thinking when they were looking at the offers that were out there on the table was, hey, look, if you're Patrick Queen, I get to play with TJ Watt. That's who the offenses are going to be worrying about. This is a 10-win Steelers team. I'm going to make this already good defense better. And if you're Geno Stone, you're thinking the same thing. I'm going to a team that has been to the AFC title game in 2 of the past 3 years. So, of course, I want to play with them, and I get to beat up on the Ravens twice a year. So, yeah, I think the Queen and Stone moves are interesting, though, just from a revenge perspective. I do wonder how much that played a factor in their decision.
I also just love that theme in general that we have this free agent cycle. I mean, we're talking about it from a Steelers, in AFC North perspective, but even with with Aaron Jones, who we'll talk about going to Minnesota, you have Saquon staying in the division, going to Philadelphia.
There is a lot of revenge.
There's a lot of spice. There's a lot of spice.
Yeah, it sure is. I love revenge so freaking much.